Oh, wow. Hello, friends. How are you all doing? Happy New Year. Hope you all have been doing great. Hope you all had a restful end of year, New Year celebrations, not celebrations, or just, the holidays can always be tricky for some, but I hope you all have been well, nonetheless. Good to see you all. Let's see who is here. Captain Mal, hello. Conan, Happy New Year. Shonies, Happy New Year. Feo, thank you for the subs and Happy New Year to you too. Hubert, thanks for the 28 months. Welcome back. Thank you, thank you. Fede, again, thanks for the gifted subs. Mochin, hello. Oh, pin a message on the starboard? What did you want to pin? Funky, hello, hello. Ninewalker, hello. How is Kiwi? Kiwi's doing all right. Oh, he just left over here. Let me bring him. I can bring him to just say hi, but I think he wants to leave after that. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. All right. Let me grab Kiwi real quick. Kiwi, come here. Okay. Here's Mr. Kiwi. Hi. Yeah. He's like, it's too bright. I hate everything. He's doing well though. Static. He was away for a couple of weeks in December, and for the whole time until we just came back after the holidays. We took him up to get some dental work done for him. So he got some dental work done. He's a good boy, so he did not have to get any extractions, which was nice. The doctor did say that, as cats age, eventually their teeth turn kind of more brittle, and so there could be a possibility of his teeth needing extractions and so on. But this time around, he just got a cleaning, and he's been really good. We brush his teeth, clean his gums. Stuff like that. We took care of some of this eye gunk problem that he had for a little bit, and he had an itchy ear, so we just took care of that. But he's been pretty good. He's doing well. He's very sleepy right now. He was begging for food a few hours ago and then ate everything, and now he is just sort of just relaxing, I guess. Yeah. Good boy. Well, do you want to just stay here? Okay, that's fine, Kiwi. You can stay. Hopefully we can do stuff while you're here. Oh, big yawn. Big yawn, Kiwi. Hey, Vinny. Hello. He's a handsome, sleepy boy. Yeah, he is. Good boy. Cole, hello. Use chopstick. Hello, hello. Secret Myth, 27 months. Thank you. How are you doing? Happy New Year. Okay, let's hope that this mic stays here. Okay, Kiwi. Do we build a keyboard today, Kiwi, or are you just gonna sit there? Kitty, go pee. Okay, let's see. Can you sit there? Sit right here. Yeah. Good boy. Good. Okay. Alright, so today we are building a... Wanna look yourself, Kiwi? Look. We're building a 65% board. This is called the Soul 65, and this is by a studio called COSOUL. Oh, it says COSOUL. COSOUL Studio for short. Don't leave! Don't leave, Kiwi! Okay, well, he left. He was like, I'm bored. I hate keyboards. What is that? But yeah, this is by COSOUL Studios. They call themselves COSOUL for short. And they had a previous release apparently called the Soul, I think 70 or 75. And so they modeled this one kind of like from what they learned from that and made a 65%. If you see in the build command, you're gonna see there's a link to a Notion page that has descriptions of the board, you know, different color options, pricing, and so on. I believe they're saying that it's gonna be like 200 and some USD, 210 USD for an alu version. So let's see. So we have some gaskets, some kind of foam. We got this P foam and plate foam. We got a no flex cut, I think FR4 plate, most likely. Got an FR4 plate. And then we have a hot swap PCB. Yo, lamp, what's good? Okay. Hot swap PCB. So same color as the plate. So support for the PCB, we have pretty much fixed ANSI, fixed standard ANSI with step caps lock and regular available, and 625U for the bottom row. I'm kind of surprised they didn't add a 7U on this one, to be honest. I think they could have just done the 151, 157, and the 15 over here, but maybe I'll suggest it to them. But maybe they just didn't want to do what a lot of the inverted hot swap sockets. There's some RGB indicators over here on the left side, and no other indicators otherwise. Standard GST connector for this. I think I only saw, amongst at least English-speaking content creators, I think I only saw Alex build one of these. He built one not too long ago, I think. And here's the unit that I got. It seems to be a kind of cool gray color. I think I saw the thumbnail of the one that Alex built. He posted some photos, I think. And that one was sort of like a brownish, warm gray sort of tone colorway. This one is a cool gray and black mid-frame colorway. Pretty cool. Let's look at this though. So this is kind of interesting in the sense that, you know, it has the RGB on the right and the left side here, but the framing of the board itself is a little different from what I've previously seen. Kind of has this sort of like inset framing here. Bezel proportions are slightly thinner on the inset on the left and right, and then a little bigger on the top and bottom. And then you kind of have a more blocky, nice and blocky, sharp corner type of look. And then the mid frame and sort of like accents are darker in color than the top frame. And so we have sort of like black accents like this for the RGB section here. And then for the bottom / mid piece, you have this sort of dark gray colorway. Pretty neat. You have a little lightning bolt sort of logo and the USB port. Bottom of the case says powered by COSOUL since 2021. I assume that because that's when they started their studio. And then the logo itself is kind of cool. Nice machining on this. Has a little lightning bolt, and it's like tapered on each side, on each face, and then you have little stepped machining on the logo itself. I mean, rather on the case itself, and it looks pretty nice, very clean. We have 4 bump-ons. I think these are just regular adhesive. They're pre-adhered onto the case. We have 4 screws here, hex screws for the case, and then the mid frame is sort of like sticking out through the cool gray portion. You have a very intentional seam here. We also have an extra engraving here that it says "Make it happen." That's kind of interesting. Personally feel whatever about that engraving. It's not really quite visible, but side profile is definitely very like boxy, sharp corner type of look. This part protrudes a little bit backwards compared to the rest, but you know, clean. I would say it's a clean aesthetic regardless of the features like the RGB and so on. So clean look. So what's the play on keycaps here? Dracula? Well, that could work. Yeah, that could work. I'm not sure, but that could definitely work. That would be a pretty good choice, I would say. All right, I'm gonna just put this one away. Rainy day is a great suggestion. Oh, I wish I had that set actually. That's a good suggestion. That's a very good suggestion. I actually do not have GMK rainy day. It ran twice, right? Too. It's the one that had an R2 as well recently. I do not have that set though. I did not pick it up. But if you want other gray sets, I do have other gray sets. Nice OTD. Thanks. COSOUL. I like that the feet have little lightning bolts on them too. Yeah, it's nice little details. Okay, so we have some switch options that I pre-picked here. Basically, we can vote for one of them. I just kind of thought that maybe we should go for something a little bit different. I did see Alex built with some GAT yellows, so I actually do have some GAT yellows, but I decided not to, obviously. So on the one side, we have some long pole tactiles. These are Anubis breed colors called the Shakas. So these are 63.5 gram springs. These are lubed by hand, and these are long pole tactiles from Durock. And then on the linear side, I also have, you know, the Novel Keys Type Plus Classic Blues, full travel linears, sharp sound, but still I would say not quite as loud as a long pole sound. And then kind of on the also sort of full travel side, but maybe a little bit different, we have the HMX Sonia switches. These are factory lubed. So these two guys are factory lube linears, quasi full travel, and then we have the long pole tactiles here. If you wanted something like cherry, I think I do have like some Cherry MX oranges as well available, so that's also available for voting. If you guys wanted to pick any of them. I personally feel like these switches are probably a better fit for the FR4 plate, but I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to say before building. And so what I can see from here is that it uses gasket mount. It has very small tabs. Kind of interesting that they chose to do plate tabs underneath the spacebar. That said, the tabs themselves are pretty small, and the gasket themselves did feel fairly soft, so I imagine it's just to kind of hold the plate up. But yeah, I'm not sure what to expect there. All right, let's do a quick poll here for the switches. Let's see. So they have Durock, Shaka, long pole tactile. We have NK Classic Blues, linears. We have HMX Sonia, linear, and maybe if you want, maybe I'll keep the cherry out this time around. So feel free to put a vote in. If not, I'll just pick it myself. But yeah, put your votes in the chat. So Sloth, hello. Wow, rich person keyboard. You have a lot of rich people keyboards too. Didn't you just show off all of them on your Insta post? AI? Oh, I see. Ah, of course. AI gen. We should have put a warning on that it's AI generated. SMH. This post has been assisted by AI technology. Anyway, hope you all are doing well and had a good new year. I do go back to work tomorrow, so in all honesty, I am doing this build just to get by the Sunday scaries, and yeah, so. Let's see here, foam wise, we have just these. They have like an anti-static thingy, or actually, yeah, that is those anti-static pads. That's like the P foam pad. We have case foam for under the PCB, and then plate foam. Okay, I'm not sure if I will end up using it. The case actually does seem to have a pretty nicely, nice tight space in here, so I'm kind of feeling like it won't need any foam. But I guess we can always add some of the case foam later if we need to. Okay. Maybe I'll use this just in case later. I don't know what this is yet. Okay. We're going with the long pole tactiles today. Wow, okay. Rare vote. I'm not sure what this is. I'm assuming maybe this is for this part here. A little foam for the under the RGB, not sure. I know you're a bougie with that OT Dolce as well. I see that shine. Yeah, this is pretty shiny, yes, for sure. I actually got it with the board. It's really unevenly yellowed. I'm not sure if you can tell, but like some of the mods look like very unevenly yellow. Like this shift, right? This right shift is way yellower than their left shift. It's truly old school vintage here. I feel a big feel the nervousness is going back after the holidays. I start the new semester tomorrow for school. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of nervous about work stuff just because we just have a lot of a few big things happening this first month of the year, and it's always just like I don't know how quickly it's gonna accelerate, so it does get me a little nervous. But I mean, it's work is work, you know. So just wanted to build something anyway. Wow, this long screw. Got some long M3 screws here. M2.5, M3? M2.5. Okay, so that just takes off the frame here. Huh, I do wonder. Oh, this does fit right here, so I guess that's for this part here. But I don't know if this goes like that or like this or something. Who the heck knows what this is? Kind of feels like it goes like this, but I'm not sure. Okay, we just have a JST connector over here. I'm not sure if this is a Fly DB. No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like a non-standard daughter board here. Still seems to use the regular 1-to-1 universal protocol. Let me just check that my PCB works. Still on vacation, feels good, man. Ooh, how nice. I like how it says dark gray edition because it was not apparent. No. In case it was not very obvious that is dark gray, it says it says dark gray edition in white. Like it's very clear that it's dark gray. Hilarious, for sure. Okay. Okay, let's plug it in. Oh, what the? Okay, I guess that did plug in. Grab a couple of these here. Huh. I'm not getting this to work. Oh, it disconnected, that's why. Slightly loose, I guess. There we go. Okay, lights up. Elquan with the 13 months. Hello. Thank you. Thank you. How are you doing, Elquan? Happy New Year. Okay. Alright, let's get this started. So let's put these guys away. Let us just close this for now. And put these guys here. Okay. Let's get some stabs. Drink up. All right, I'll take some water. All right, so left shift, backspace, enter, and spacebar. Hi, Kupo. When did we all become so dehydrated? No idea. New Year's, I guess. New year, new me, so therefore I am dehydrated. Chug. Okay, fine. I can chug. Sort of chug. Spill some? No, I'm not gonna spill some. Diego, do you explain what happened with your transport issues with Kiwi-chan? Kiwi-chan, hi. Okay, anyway, so what happened with Kiwi? So you know, my partner and I were traveling back from Canada, And so I was visiting Toronto for the holidays, and you know, we were on the way back, and our flight was like in the afternoon. And you know, we had to go to the airport early with, you know, we took Kiwi, you know, got through security and all that. It was all fine. And then right after we got to the gate, they canceled our flight. Straight canceled. No delays, just went directly to cancel. And we were like, what the fuck? And so, you know, basically they were like, there was some kind of issue with the airplane maintenance or something like that, and so they canceled the flight straight up. Like, ours was the only flight that got canceled. Okay. Like, we were flying Air Canada, and you know, we're just gonna fly back to like New York, and I was gonna do that. But our New York flight, you know, was the only flight in the entire like roster of flights there that got canceled. In the departure screen, like there were some that got delayed, right? But you know, like normal delays, like 30 minutes, like maybe like half an hour to an hour or something like that, right? But you know. But ours was the only one that got canceled, and so we decided to, you know, we went to the customer service desk for the airline, and we're like, hey, so what the heck? And they're like, oh, you know, like it got canceled for some issues for the airplane, and we're going to like rebook you, right? And you know, like maybe like a half hour, almost like an hour passes, and they rebook us, but they split us up. Like I got rebooked to a flight from Toronto to Washington, D.C., and then connecting back to New York, like really late at night. And I was like, what the fuck? And my partner straight up did not even get the option, like to connect like the same day. And so we were like, okay, like, what do we do? And so, you know, at least for, you know, my partner, like she doesn't have to work, you know, like on Monday and stuff. And so like, it was not that bad and whatnot. But basically, we called customer service again, and they rebooked us to an earlier flight going to DC and connecting on the same flight back so that we could both come back together. You know, this is with Kiwi as well, by the way. And so, you know, we're like, okay, great. And they tell us on the phone that, oh, you know, you just have to be sure to also like check in, you know, like check yourself in for the flight, like, because we're not sure, like no guarantee for the seating or whatever. So we go to the gate and we're like, hey, so like we just got rebooked for this flight, like we waited like an hour on the phone for this, and so, you know, we want to get on this flight, and they're like, there's actually no seats available on this flight. So I had to rebook again. So we stayed on the phone because customer service at the airport couldn't rebook us. They just said we can't do it because of the way these rebookings work or something like that. Basically, like the phone line is the easiest way for you to get rebooked. And so, you know, I stayed on the phone for like an hour and a half. And in that process, I also was like, I was looking at departures, and I was like, well, there is a flight that goes to, you know, like goes to like New York LaGuardia in like a bit. And, you know, we were at that point, we were like, I think it's fine if we split up, and I come back first with Kiwi, and, you know, my partner just comes back later, like this coming week, right? Or like, you know, over the weekend or this week, right? In this case, you know, it's already Sunday, so it's gonna be like later this week. And so we decided to basically split our itineraries, and I would come back with Kiwi tonight. And so I, you know, just by pure chance, I went to check with the gate desk person, and I was like, hey, you know, like I just got rebooked twice, and basically I didn't make this flight because they just didn't have seats for our flight. And they're like, actually, I think I might have a seat for this upcoming, you know, New York flight. like, you know, I might be able to book you for that. And I was like, oh, really? Okay. And I was like, oh, but is there by any chance too? And they're like, no, actually, no, you would be on standby. And but it looks like there's more than enough seats past standby that the chances that you'll be passed, you know, through the wait list are very high. And I was like, okay, like, you know, can you put me on that? And they put me on that, and they gave me like a temporary boarding pass, which is good. And basically I waited until that gate was ready to have the staff that would, you know, service that particular flight, and got myself off the wait list, you know, like out of standby, and got my ticket and flew back. But like originally I was supposed to fly back on a 4 p.m. flight, and I ended up flying at like 10:30. So I was at the airport like basically 12, like I was like in the airport system for like 12 hours instead of like 3, 4. But you know, we came back and Kiwi was fine, and Kiwi was really good actually. Like once we had made it past security and we were just kind of just chilling, like he was really, really good. So I was very thankful that Kiwi was such a good sport about all this. We came back, you know, I fed Kiwi, and Kiwi's been pretty good. He napped most of Saturday, and yeah, so he's been pretty good. And now today, like, he was a little bit more playful, and we were just like hanging out and stuff. I was doing chores. You let him out of his cage? Yeah, I mean immediately after we arrived. Yeah, he's very eager to get out of his carrier. He hates being in the carrier. Well, I mean, I would say like he gets used to it, but still not like the happiest camper when it comes to traveling. Yeah. Anyway, it sucked. And you know, at the point where we were getting rebooked, it was not an option to cancel and get a refund and rebook a new flight, because, you know, I have something important coming up this week for work, and I have to be there for Monday. And also like, if you were to get a refund and book again, these flights were like $600. It was insane. You're bleeding? What? What do you mean? Oh my god, you're right. What the heck? Oh, weird. Hold on. Must have scraped myself with something. I'll just wash my hands and put on the little band-aid. Okay. I'm back. That was whack. Yeah, I must have scraped myself against something while doing this. Maybe it was the flush cutters. Okay. It was just like the end of the nail bed, so nothing serious. It'll probably close up by tomorrow morning. Anyway, yeah, that was the saga of coming back home with Kiwi on deck, and he was good. He's now napping again. You're on fire, Diego. Ah, help. Anyway, yeah, a little crazy traveling for the holidays, right? But at least thankful that it ended up working out on the same day. Otherwise, we would just have to like go back and
stay another night or two and then come back. But like, it would have been pretty annoying, especially for Kiwi, actually getting off the carrier and being like, oh, I'm safe now, and then being like, you have to go again. And he complains a lot, especially right at the beginning. He's like, ah, and he gets really sad. He does like really sad meows that you never hear otherwise. How long were you in Toronto? I was there for like 9 days or so. I mean, I was there from like right before Christmas. I flew in like around Christmas Eve and then came back like 2 days ago. So yeah, about 10 days, I think. Yeah. I mean, we're visiting family and friends. So yeah, it's pretty chill. It was good. I ate very well. I ate a lot of Chinese food because Toronto has amazing Chinese food as well. I had some Persian food, which was very interesting. They had this like really delicious lamb stew sort of dish. It was so good. Yeah. What else? What were some interesting dishes that I tried? Ooh. There was this for New Year's Eve dinner. You can look it up, but might look weird. But there's this North American clam species that looks kind of funny if you look it up. They also call it elephant clam or geoduck. And so I tried that in sashimi form, and then like basically they like weigh it and they make it into sashimi, and then some of it also I think we had it in like a stir fried rice sort of deal. It was really good. But it was interesting because it was like one of those like seafood dishes. Geoduck is actually pronounced gooey duck. I don't know why, but it is. Okay. Gooey duck. Graphical user interface duck. But yes. So had tried that for the first time. That was pretty interesting. Always excited to try new things, I think. Geoduck looks like pretty phallic. Yeah, it does. It looks wild, but it's like it really just tastes like, I mean, in sashimi form it straight up just tastes like it basically was the texture of regular clam, but like big clam, but with a sort of like, like kind of like that oyster like taste, very like sea like, salt water taste, right? Like none of the sandiness from the oyster, but like it had like a very heavy like seawater taste compared to like other clams that I've had. So it was pretty good. It was really good. It was pretty interesting to try. But yeah, when I first saw it, I was like, that's pretty phallic. I tried just cut up and looking nothing like what I'm looking at right now. I mean, they'll only show it to you when they get it from the tank and when they weigh it. That's the only time you would see it, but then they would just serve it to you as a dish otherwise. Like they just go back into the kitchen and do their thing. It doesn't look gross or anything actually because it's a clam. So it's just like a very thick like seashell. Or just don't show it to me at all. Okay. Okay. It's not that bad. I think there are worse sea creatures that have either similar shapes or I would say even worse textures, perhaps is how I would describe it. Yeah. thick and girthy. Yeah. Do you get a chance to hang out with Mr. Toes? I did not. We did talk about it actually, but I actually was pretty busy when I went. I was just busy like seeing family and friends and stuff, and so I just didn't manage to free up time that would work for both of us. Not to mention, Alex was also pretty busy around the end of the year. So it's just a hard time. Like end of the year is kind of like a hard time to like coordinate that. So it was, you know, didn't get to see Alex this time around. I did see Alex 2 years ago, I think, when I visited for the winter. Also, like I saw Alex in Toronto. We just went to like a you know, Hong Kong style like cha chan ting. I think it was him and Sifo, if I recall correctly. We just went. We just had like just had like Hong Kong cafe like food. That's really good, and then just hung out for a bit. Google sea cucumber and its secretions. Yeah, right. Like, there's a lot of these different seafood, like sea creatures that look pretty funny, and they get prepped into actual dishes, which is pretty cool. But yeah. Do geoducks even fit in the shell? I actually don't know what the anatomy of them really is. I didn't look it up, but I'm kind of curious. They certainly are very big, and so I guess it's like maybe half cover type of deal. I wonder if it's like closer to like the way like snails are rather than like a clam, you know, like a pure clam. Yeah, I don't mind talking about it. Also, do any of you guys watch Culinary Class Wars on Netflix? I mean, it's like a Korean cooking competition show, but it's really good because the focus of the show is very heavy on the like cooking techniques and other things, and it's just fun. The personalities are fun too, but it's a fun show. I've been watching that. Didn't start season 2 yet. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna spoil anything. It's pretty good. Season 2 is good. I mean, I think it's good. There is criticism. I mean, as always, there's always people on the internet who criticize shows like this for you know, they're like, oh, pitting this type of person with another, or like producers did a terrible job, like this competition makes no sense, they're eliminating so many people, blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, I think that's the point. So it's like I just kind of watch it for the fun of like seeing how these people interact, and so I've been enjoying it a lot. I love season 1 too. Yeah. Got teary-eyed a few times watching it as well. It was a really good show, and I personally enjoy it. But yeah, I would say if you're planning on checking out season 2, definitely do. I think it's worth it. There's some like really interesting chefs. Some that I actually recognize. I was like, oh, I know that restaurant. I've been to that restaurant, or like I've definitely seen like talk about it and whatnot. And so it was kind of cool to see. Like I was like, oh, that's the face behind the name of that place. So yeah. Okay, geoducks cannot fit inside their shell. Okay, I figured. I mean, they are quite enormous. So I figured it would be something like that. But thank you for letting me know. The Adept, hello. Those massive oysters are scary too. They're scary, but for seafood, the bigger the better. Because yummy food and seafood's expensive, man. Yeah. Then again, I love seafood, like in general. So, like, yeah. You know what throws me off? When certain seafood is crunchy in texture, Yeah, I feel like unless it's like when they fry it, right? Like you expect the crunchy, but unless it's that, definitely throws me off too. Because I expect more on the like, I don't know, maybe like, I wouldn't say slimy, but just like, you know, like more slippery texture. I'm sad I moved back to a landlocked state because I miss seafood, especially while I was in Asia. Oof, yeah. They squirt. Some of them do. All right, let's try this with no foam and see how it goes. I think it's gonna sound nice. Oh, sorry. What are these switches? Yes. Let me actually edit that. These are Durock Shaka switches, tactile switches. These are Lube with 25G0 with 63.5 gram springs. Oop. Yeah, there. Not sure if it's me, but the stream is freezing every few seconds. Oh, really? I do not have frame skipping right now. I'm looking at frames due to rendering lag or encoding lag, and I don't have any. So I wonder if it's a connection thing. Try. I think I recently switched my stream to have, I think, 1440p and down. And then downsample to all the other resolutions. So you could try the other resolutions and see if it fares any differently. It's kind of weird. That said, I did get a little sus about that when you said that, Conan, just because earlier today I had some internet issues, but I don't seem to be having them the past few hours. Think there's been some issues even with Overwatch? Oh, Overwatch. Yeah. I did play Overwatch. I did play Overwatch earlier, and it was having issues too. But also my internet did have issues as well. Like I actually saw my some of my like my Discord client and like my other things like disconnect for a bit. So I'm wondering if it's like a bigger internet issue at hand, but I do think my connection itself also had some problems for a bit. Diego, who's your Overwatch main? I typically play tank. The ones I play the most are Diva and Junker Queen, but I'll play either tank or support usually. Probably some DDoS in major servers or something. Yeah, that seems very plausible, to be honest. Yeah, it is true that everything runs on AWS, or at least so many things, right? Okay. Nice. Haven't tried these long pull tactiles in a minute. Every so often they actually feel really nice. I think these Anubis recolors, or the Anubis switches in general, were pretty nice ones among the Durock line ones, at least. They didn't have any of the issues that some of the other tactiles had, which was like leaf ping, leaf crunch, or like sliders being like kind of thin. I think these were some of the nicer ones that they came out with. Because that's what, like, one thing that a lot of the Durock switches used to have issues with, like leaf crunch, spring ping, very loose sliders. But yeah, I did get these because I heard some good things about them. Actually, I like the color of these too. Anyway, are you all resolution type of people? I'm not myself, but I kind of know what I'm like aiming for this year. But I don't really put myself to fulfilling a resolution, so to speak. I'm just not the type of person. Just kind of have general goals. No resolution, I just want to be consistent. Yeah, sounds right. I mean, yeah, for me, I feel like just like some healthier habits. Like I did have some high cholesterol last year. I feel like I just like was not eating as well as I wanted. Definitely want to get back to exercising more regularly, and or like just being more active and stuff. And hopefully maybe like for work things, like hopefully maybe later in the year like get promoted or something like that would be nice. Other than that, just surviving. I mean, we started the year with a bang, and at least I don't know, I look at New York news and I feel hopeful, and I look at, you know, nationwide news and I'm like, holy shit. And then I look at no news and then I'm like, okay, well, just gotta focus on surviving. My resolution is entirely self-indulgent. That's to watch more movies. Oh, that sounds good. I have to say, I enjoy watching movies so much, but I feel like something that really stopped me from enjoying movies as much is the fact that I actually can't go to a theater as much anymore because they're just so damn expensive. And so, you know, you have to watch them at home, but sometimes I just don't want to watch them at home. You know what I mean? I'm a movie kind of person, but you know, watching them at home is nice. And but I don't know, for whatever reason, not every time. I just want to I don't want to just sit around watching movies at home. And so, yeah. How much is a ticket nowadays? It kind of depends. I mean, I could check right now, like AMC. Let's see, ticket. I'll just look for like random tickets, okay? Like find, let's see, AMC theaters. Let's say I want to watch Avatar: Fire and Ash, and let's see, I want to like look for it here, and I want to book here somewhere in the city. Okay, so these are IMAX. Let's say just are these all IMAX? Fine, IMAX is fine. Let's just say IMAX. Oh, actually no, Dolby Cinema and AMC. Okay, I don't think that's IMAX. So that one, okay, has assigned seating. Select the seat. It's $25. 22 plus a $3 convenience fee, essentially. So it's pretty expensive. I just took a look for that. Got a drop. Happy New Year. Oh, Jim, Happy New Year. Good to see you. Yeah, I think $25 is the right amount like nowadays. I mean, it's been like over 20 for a while, but yeah. But yeah, a home theater space is sweet. Just having that space is nice. The theater experience is pretty rough these days. That is true. People talking, people on their phone, people taking calls. I've had that happen once, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, what? Who are you? Who do you think you are? Like, what is this? Get out, like, right now. Oh, they just go like, hello? I'm like, what? It's like, it's not even like, hello. You know, like whispering. It was like, hello? I was like, it's like, what the fuck? Ah. Mid dialogue, by the way. It's just like, what the shots? Jesus Christ. Like, okay, say that mid explosion and get out of the room. Okay, all right, I'll forgive it. But mid dialogue, come on. I went to watch End of Eva and I dressed as Shinji, but I didn't know about the hospital scene. Rip me. That's pretty funny. Oh man. That's pretty funny. Who are these people that I just can't step out if they need to take a call? Whack? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. People are just, I don't know, entitled. Not even sure, dude. Not even sure. So what is this supposed to be? Is this supposed to be like some kind of cover for this? Oh yeah, I guess so. I guess this is supposed to be like a pad for this, but maybe to avoid them from shorting here. Anyway, kind of whatever. Okay, I don't think we need this piece, to be honest. I'm just gonna put the gaskets on. Needless to say, there were regrets. It's like 19 here and heated recliner too. Ooh, heated recliner. That's kind of nice. I don't think I've had a heated seat. Reclining, yes. Heated? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't ever recall. Same people that end up on our LinkedIn lunatics. That's a crazy sub name, but at the same time, LinkedIn is like such a devious space, brother. Like, oh my god. I can warm the seat up. See up to 4 movies every week in any state, 28 per month plus tax. Not a bad deal. Oh yeah, so like those like movie pass type of deals, right? Like, or like the, you know, memberships where you can sign up and watch many movies a month is actually not a bad deal. But yeah, you got to commit to those, right? Yeah, sometimes you just don't have good enough movies to do that with, in my opinion, but it works. It is worth it if you really enjoy that experience. The price is not bad for that. Oops, I forgot one of these. Wait, did I accidentally pop 2? No, that's right. Okay. Oh, very simple build today. Literally took like an hour, right? Let's try this though. Feels nice and sturdy. I actually wonder if we jeopardize the feel a lot by taking these off, the spacebar ones. Kind of not a fan of the idea of these potentially clipping against the board though, so I'm gonna put them back on. I think the stiffness difference between having them on and not having them on is frankly not that different. A little, but not huge because they're so small, these guys. I got a linked out account instead. If you watch 2, it's worth the 28. Yeah, 2 for 28, actually pretty decent deal. All right, so okay. My work has discounts on movie tickets, so I plan on taking full advantage, and the rest I just watch on the TV. Yeah, that's the move in my opinion. I love like kind of splitting the experience like that, but yeah, I guess otherwise, yeah, just I guess for us is mostly watch on the TV, and then sometimes there'll be some movie days, theater days. I think this year I definitely want to try going out more for like actual theater. You know, it doesn't have to be Broadway. It can be a little bit smaller too, or just like other productions, or maybe even like more music. It doesn't have to be like big concerts. Small ones are fine. Like whether it's like even if it's classical music, I'm okay with that. But I definitely do kind of want to get out there a little bit more and do more like just like experience more performances and stuff like that. I think this year that would be nice if I can afford the time and the money. But I think that would be kind of cool. I want a classical piano show. Ooh, yes. Oh, I love a good piano concerto. I used to play piano as a true Asian kid. But I actually think I definitely enjoy the experience of being a spectator a lot more than being a player. Thank you very much. I suck at playing, or at least I did play okay, actually. I did play decent. But I stopped a long time ago and lost complete practice. And I regret losing practice. But it was, you know, but it was a good experience. But I enjoy watching, you know, other people play. That's okay. You ever play for your partner? No. I did not serenade my partner on any occasion, for like piano or anything like that. Yeah, no. I'm not like that. Yeah, I don't think I can do that. I do like music though in general. Like I'm a nerd about music in the sense of, like, I enjoy music as a whole, music theory. I enjoy like all kinds of genres, like, yeah, performances, you know, love that. But yeah, I learned early on I was good but not good enough. It was an existential crisis for young me. Yeah, me too. I did a concours, like a contest once for piano, and it was quite a demoralizing experience, not to mention an extremely nerve-wracking one in terms of being in front of people to play it. That was terrifying in my experience, and I think definitely felt like I receded into a shell a little bit, but yeah. All right, shall we figure out what keycaps we want to slap on this guy? What keycaps do we want to try? This is a nice, cool, sort of like a lighter gray, I guess. Like a lighter gray with a darker gray, and then a little black accent over here. But basically, it's a kind of grayscale setup here. Carbon? Oh, we could totally try carbon. Yeah, you guys feeling carbon? Carbon's a nice set. You guys feeling carbon? Foundation, no accents. I do have that set actually. I do have foundation with bizarre. That's asking for too much. I don't have bizarre. What the hell? I want R2. I want carbon R2 bizarre. That would be amazing. No one does. Yeah, I know like 3 people who do, and one of them is like the designer, by the way. No one ordered it. You know why? Because the shit was so expensive when it dropped on R2. Carbon R2, it was so expensive. Well, it was expensive because you had to buy like a base kit and that thing, and it was like $300 for the whole thing. Very expensive. Okay. Anything gray would be nifty. All right, I'll suggest a few sets here. Let me see here. Everything expensive now? Okay, that is, I mean, I'll give you that one, yes. Arch I don't have, but hold on, give me a sec. I also have ASCII, which is like a very monotone gray. I I have, you know, carbon, ASCII. Someone said foundation, which I think was a pretty great suggestion. If you want something like kind of like I have deep well. It's like the Honeywell but darker version. I have deep well. I also have Honeywell if you really want Honeywell. Of course I have Dolce. Let's see, gray sets, gray. Is Fuji technically gray? It's like sort of gray if you don't use a pink, I think. Fuji. I have Fuji with the katakana. Gray. Hootie. I have Hootie as well. That's a gray set. That's a sort of like more niche gray set. Yeah. Those are all pretty solid suggestions, I think. All right, let's do a poll here, and let's let y'all pick that, okay? So keycaps. So there were a few that people talked about. So it was carbon, foundation, Fuji, ASCII, and what was the other one? Oh, Bolivian. I think that's a solid suggestion as well. Oblivion. Let's just do those suggestions. Okay. You guys can vote. The Durock wave was 5 years ago. Old? Yeah. Man, peak pandemic was JWK Durock wave, right? Kind of crazy, right? Like how these trends come and go. But honestly, some of these switches are very nice. Like the Durock. I think like alpacas are classic, very good, solid. They were like good and bad switches, I feel like, on the Durock wave. But I think their tactiles like had some problems with the leaf, but these ones are pretty good. I at least like when I was lubing them, I was like, oh, they're pretty solid compared to like some of the more recent tactiles that I've seen, like Type bars and like those. I believe quieter than those, obviously, but still pretty solid. Keycaps is still disabled. Is this 1984? Oh, no, I must have disabled it some time ago when we had a key set already picked, and I forgot to disable, re-enable it. I can re-enable that later. I'll re-enable it for now, but yeah. All right, y'all vote. Yeah, we'll get that set going. Boneyard would have been a good set too. Yeah, I think ASCII kind of covers that ground too, though. So. Nacho said, I tried learning music theory, but I was too dumb. Knowledge was chasing me, but I was too fast, apparently. Music theory is hard. Music theory, I like concepts, but studying it very rigorously is really hard, actually. This reminds me, I've been meaning to check out a local jazz bar. Oh, me too. Me too. I also want to go to some more jazz bars around. That would be nice. Actually, I really want to go to more comedy shows. We went to one last year. Couple of them last year, and we really liked it, and we're like, we really should check out more stand-up. So hoping to do more of that kind of stuff this year. Yeah. Okay. Foundation. Not too many votes, so it's just hard to pick. So all right, let me go get foundation, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys. Okay, I'm back with foundation GMK. Okay, so that's the base color. Let's see. It's a little lighter. It's actually kind of, it's like so foundation is an interesting set. It's like a set that is not quite pure gray. It's like a grayish color. So kind of looks like that. But let's put it all on. I think you won't know until you see it all together. I actually don't mind sets that are not exact matches to the board's color. I personally actually think exact matches are actually kind of overrated, but that's just my own take on this. Exact match is pretty much impossible to. That is true if you get technical about it, yeah. Texture matters. Once the keycaps start losing or gaining texture differently, they also look very different, in my opinion. So always a little off, yeah. Yeah, it's this set is actually a really nice set. Isn't this set? Wait, is it foundations or is it fundamentals? That's the one that's currently on, or is it foundation that's currently on? Yeah, foundations is the one that's currently on novel keys, right? It's the one that they're rerunning with MTNU. MTNU foundation actually looks really good. It's one of the few MTNU sets that I'm like, ooh, kind of want to pick it up because it looks so nice, like a nice neutral-ish sort of set that like could be pretty versatile in this MTNU. But I'm still kind of like half, like 50-50 on MTNU, to be honest with you. Like I like it, but I also like don't seem to be drawn enough to be using it a lot. So it's like select sets I could see myself using, but nowadays, you know, I'm not that strongly contemplating buying new key sets. So I just kind of, you know, that desire fizzles rather quickly. The accents are separate, man. Yeah. That's just how it goes. This set has one of my all-time favorite accents too. Oh yes, the foundation accents are chef's kiss for sure. I think I used them maybe like once before, and like for like the boards that I photographed, but yeah, no, they're very good. Do you want me to use the accents? Oh, I have them. They're right behind me. They're not in this box, but they're I have them. Don't on this, just asking. No, yeah. Yeah, they didn't fit in this box, so I just didn't put them in here. Put them in the box with other accents. Just, they're all together. Accents wouldn't work on here. Yeah, I kind of agree. Sometimes keeping it nice and neutral is a clean look. So I do agree with that. I think MTNU base kits should come with a 6U spacebar. Is this because you is this because of the recent sort of increase in use of MTNU for like the Dynacap stuff or for like EC stuff, right? Is that why you think maybe we should have more 6U in base? I mean, 6U in base, it has been a very nice change, to be honest. Like outside of like Alice space bars, like, you know, split space bars in base, but like 6U and supers in base has been a very welcome change, though it does make it a little bit more expensive, so just kind of like something to consider, but it's been nice. Yeah, there are base kits with 6U in base now. Yeah, it does make the overall price of the kit higher, right? So, you know, it's But I think it's kind of pushed for a refinement in the kitting, so I've liked that. Like, there still are keys in base kits that I think can be put in a separate kit. Like, I don't like it when designers do page up, page down that are two different profiles. Like, not like there's the canonical 65% column, which is home, page up, page down, end, and then there's people who will do page up, page down for R3, R4 in addition to the one that's canonically there, and so it basically just adds more keys to the kit. And so I'm not a huge fan when people do that, but you know, designers can design however they want. Down with mod pipe and tilde. I think mod pipe and tilde could honestly go too, but I think that's a much more difficult crowd to beat if you wanted to sort of convince them that they shouldn't have it. Yeah, that's a much more difficult crowd to beat. But yeah, we sure do pay a lot of money for plastic bits. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we do. We do. Where's my arrow key here? Oh, here. It's looking pretty nice. Yeah, this is a nice set. Gotta get it. It's a nice set. It's a very nice set. I actually did not get this on group buy for R1. I actually got this in the market later because I saw pictures and I was like, wait a minute, that set looks so good, especially with the accents when you do use them and on a board that, like, you know, works with them. It's pretty damn sweet. It's pretty damn sweet. The accents were such a pain to track down aftermarket. Yep. I agree. Artisans. I have a couple here that seem to be pretty good. So let's try those. Let's try this. This one's a little darker, but let me see. Maybe this one. This one is a better fit, I think. I'll do this one here. And then do one more. Ooh. Something sort of grade. Maybe I'll do this GSK cap. Kind of fits the theme with the little animals, beasts, whatever you want to call them, creatures. Wow, Diego, that's a nice UTD on your desk. Thank you. KUTD. Keyboard of the day. KOTD, rather. A little birdie told me that Greg R2 might be coming. Oh, cool. There's Greg fans out there now, right? There's plenty of Greg fans out there. All right, I'm gonna put this away for a sec. I like Greg, but not enough to spend money on it. A friend of mine was the person who did Greg, so I felt obligated to support, and I actually wanted Greg at the time, not just because of Greg, like base kit looking funny, but when you get the alphas, it's a nice single color set too. But I did spend some money on it. It's a fun set though. It's a fun set. Definitely not something to like get if you like don't love the look. Okay, I don't know how. I guess you can't. I don't know how to program this. Does this have firmware that I should be concerned about? I don't think so. I think that's fine. But I'm assuming this is FN. Oh, there we go. Okay. On, off. Oh, okay, cool. Okay. I asked him to run 50 artisan collabs and he said no. Dio, can your next set have an alert row? I already did one. That's enough, I think. Next set I'm running with 20 kits and a keyword collab, okay? Alright, that's too big. I don't know why it does that. This window had been preset to be a certain size, but now it doesn't follow that size. So annoying. It's my little Stream Deck thingy. Okay, let's try this out though. Let's see how it looks on the side view too. Wait, where's my? Okay. Ooh, pretty nice actually. Oops, sorry. Hit the camera there. Okay, let's oh, looks good. It's a nice neutral. Yeah, it's like this is grayish color on this. All right, let's try this. Where's my music to pause? Pause that and let us move. Okay, let's make this a little bit bigger. Oh, what the? Why did it chop it? There we go. And put the mic over. That's not Carbon Bizarre, ain't no way. Yeah, it's not. People voted for Foundation, dude. Sorry, Cole. I know your vote counts for over 9,000 in some places. Here, I was fair and square with the people. Bruh. Where are Foundation accents? Wait, do we want to put them? No, I think it looks good like this, though, right? It looks nice without them. All right, let's try this out. Okay, so so we have a this is the COSOUL Studio Soul 65 keyboard. This is coming through Keybo store. I think they're based in HK if I recall correctly. And this is the full alu version. There is a brass version which costs like $120 extra, and then a copper version as well. There's extra PC cases, but yeah, it's gonna be worldwide through Keybo and Key Spencery. Key Spencery is the North American vendor. Keybo is the Asia vendor. It's a silicone gasket, case or plate assembly, and then this 65% with a blocker. And so you can do exclamation build to check out the details of the build, as well as the link to the Notion page that has all the details about the board. All right, let's try it out with Durock Shakas. No foam, FR4 plate. Here we go. Wow, I'm like choking. All right. Yummer sounds like a keyboard. It sure does. Be better with foam added. I actually think it sounds pretty good without the foam. I actually think this is one of those cases that has good resonance without foam. I personally would not add foam. Maybe the case foam if you wanted to kind of address some of the resonance in there, but I would probably not use the plate foam myself or the PE foam. But case foam could be okay actually. Yeah. All right, let's hear the mods. Pretty nice actually. I think it sounds nice and tight for the case. No weird resonances or anything on the edges. Pretty solid. I think if this is like the aesthetic that, you know, for yourself or for anyone else that you might be buying this for, it's honestly pretty nice. The front height of this board is fairly low, actually. Just like I can like eyeball it. It does say, it says like, you know, on the website it was like under 20 mil. Like it's something like maybe like 18 millimeters or so, 17 millimeters or so. But pretty low front height, pretty comfortable to type on. Typing angle, I'm not sure. It says on the page, I think it was 7 degrees. Yeah, it's 7 degrees. 7 degrees, so and yeah, pretty nice. The silicone gaskets being small, even on the spacebar section, they don't really feel that stiff in my opinion. People might be worried that it might be too stiff, but personally I think they're perfectly fine with them being at the spacebar even. I think gasket mount is more important for you to have proper isolation around the case without unevenness in portions, and I think this board is doing that pretty well. So, you know, if you're in the market for it, for sure consider. I think it's a pretty solid option for $200. That said, you know, there are other cases with, you know, brass or copper and other things that you'll probably offer better bang for the buck out there. But, you know, if you're into the look, it's pretty good. So, I can show the rest. So I'll unplug this. Okay. All right. So here's the board. With GMK Foundation. Pretty nice look. What key set is this? This is GMK Foundation with no accents, Kupo. It's a nice grage color on the mods. I think people associate this with the accents, which is way colorful, but I think it's a very nice looking set with even without, because it's like a sort of like grage colorway. So you can see it's like a warmer gray. Yeah. But yeah, pretty nice. Similar to Sloth. Yeah, Sloth is a little bit more brown, right? But yeah. Frankly, this board has a pretty clean look to it. I actually kind of dig this inset look. I actually kind of wonder why more people don't do something like this in terms of just like design. But it's a fun look. It's a pretty cool look. It actually, I think the fact that the blocker is here kind of helps. But even without the blocker, it'll be fine. But it's a nice look. I like it. I dig it myself. Thank you. But yeah, that's a side profile, kind of more blocky. You know, sharp corners. There's a little here. This part here protrudes slightly back compared to the rest of the case here. Front is nice and squared off. But I think I like the idea of like if you were to replace. So this is the aluminum mid frame, which is this I guess black case, or maybe even very dark gray. But I like how it kind of shows through the seam. So if you have copper or brass, it'll show there as well, kind of more bright, you know, warmer tones. But other boards have done something similar to this, but I think nonetheless they did a pretty good job. Very clean. USB port seems wide enough for most cables, I'll assume. But pretty good look actually on this board. Pretty good look. Just 4 bolts for the case. COSOUL Soul 65. This little divoting on the powered by COSOUL since 2021 is personally kind of obnoxious feeling looking. Like it's just kind of like not cohesive for me, but that's just like a, you know, personal thing. You know, it's just if I'm, you know, nitpicking on everything, then that's sort of like the stuff I'll nitpick. But other than that, you know, it has a little engraving that says "Make It Happen," which is kind of corny. Also pretty optional. I personally think it could just be gone and it's fine. No one would really miss it. But typing sound wise, and feel, solid gasket mount. Silicone gaskets, but frankly, they sound pretty good. If this is how it sounds with Durock long pole tactiles, I can imagine it sounds pretty good with linears as well. It's a nicely rounded and tight case sort of sound, so I think it will sound pretty good with most switches out there. I actually kind of want to take a look at the options for like materials and stuff. So let me take a look here. So let's see what else we got. Where's my... Okay, so there's our like website, webpage. So let's see. I'm gonna zoom in a little here. Okay, so TBD, but early January 2026, lead time in Q2, so basically 1 quarter to do it. For US orders purchased from Kibo, we will cover the US custom duty fee, so that means no additional charges passed on to you for these orders. The vendors are going to be Kibo and Keyspensary, so regardless of who you buy it from, whatever you see at the checkout is the final price, which is good. A bunch of color options. Let's take a look here. Foundation R2 is coming this month, right? I believe it's currently live, Secret Myth. It's live right now on Novel Keys. Yeah. Looks like silver and blue. This is the gray and black that I got. And then there's like a dark brown and warm gray or bronze sort of colorway. I think that's the one Alex was building. This looks like baby blue and silver, lavender and silver. Is that PC? That looks like PC and pink. That's a nice combo actually. I like PC and pink. That's a cool combo. This combo is very, very nice. And then there's brass and silver, brass and bronze or whatever, or brass and not sure. I think that's brass and gray rather. And then basically these with brass and copper options. The other options. But yeah, pink and PC I think might be my favorite for the fun colorways. And the neutral ones are also pretty good. Yeah, actually these color schemes are very solid. Good combos even if they're preset. They have a little diagram here. Keyspensary and Kibo, wind key, aluminum, silicone gasket, aluminum plate by default. 1.24 kilos to 3.05 kilos if you're going for a copper frame. Pretty heavy, actually. 1.24, 3.05 is pretty heavy. 17 millimeter front height, so it was right. And then basically, yeah, just case, you know, case, batch, plate, PCB, foam, gaskets, and so on.
Quality expectations are outlined. Then they have shipping prices written in Hong Kong dollars. I actually don't know what the Hong Kong dollar conversion is, but you can see. And then, oh, they have the whole combination details. So they have some pictures of other combos as well. The baby blue one looks good too, actually. Oh, that looks nice. This reminds me of that angle R1 colorway from Vertex. That was a good colorway too. This looks good. I think this was the one that Alex recently built, the gray, coppery gray and dark brown or coffee colored one. Pretty good too. Yeah. Pretty cool. Layout support. Okay, so at least the solder PCB supports 7U, so that's good. But I would say, I don't know why the hot swap didn't just decide to support 7U. Personally, I think that's kind of a loss, but maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe in terms of how it works for them, it's fine. But that would be a suggestion I would make too. Pricing wise, it's pretty solid though. It's pretty nice board, honestly. So yeah, so that's the look of the board right here with GMK Foundation. Very cool, very kawaii. Yeah, very demure. Yeah. Yeah, pretty good. And it sounds good too, I think. Oh my god, what's that? Oh, it's the Texas add-on dime emote. That's kind of cute. I have not worn a hat like that in a while. I did a few times back in the day though. When I was in Mexico. Not to be stereotypical or anything. Thank you, partner. Yeah. Ni howdy. Okay, let's see here. So, whoopsie. Didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that. A real vaquero, were ya? Yeah. Yeehaw. Cowboys. I remember I liked the Dallas Cowboys for a bit, and then I didn't. They kind of sucked after a while. For football. Country girls like me make do, Diego. Kupo, when you pulling up? You want to pull up in March? Late March? There's a few keyboard people visiting in late March. You should visit New York. Just for fun. There's no meetups happening. It's just for fun. Go grab some food. Wouldn't that be nice? Okay. I think I'm gonna wrap up. I guess it's right under 2 hours. Pretty quick build thanks to the fact that it's hot swap. But I think it turned out pretty nice. I personally would. I think if you're, for the folks out there who are looking for a 65, a pretty solid looking 65 in my opinion, and pretty nice sounding too, with or without foam. This board is actually quite nice. Very nice and clean. I actually really like this inside aesthetic. Kind of, I feel like this aesthetic reminds me a little bit of like those like Think boards, like those gray studio boards, or like those Space 65 type of boards that have like a more like the centered look, like a bigger frame and a centered like like look like on the board. But this has a much more angular, aesthetic to it. So if you like something sharper and more uniform and just like cleaner looking, this is pretty good. Mr. Koopa takes New York. Do it. Yeah. Thank you for streaming. Adios. Oh, High Flow Chug Spout Esquire? Lawyer? Thank you for stopping by. Correct? Oh, okay. Well, thanks for stopping by. Have a good and quick work week. Oh, God. Kupo, it's not going to be a quick work week, okay? This work week is actually, it's a little annoying, but like for this work week I actually have to be out of town. Like tomorrow I'm gonna be in, but like later in the week I have to be out of town for stuff that we work on, and I'm gonna be driving for like many hours with like equipment and other things, and so we just have like out of town work to do. So it's gonna be a pain. And we're gonna be out for like 2-3 days. So wish me luck. I hope it all goes well. But yeah, it'll be a tiring week. I'm sure I'll be like super beat by the end. By like Friday. So yeah, first week back, and we just have a lot going on. So I like driving. Yes, I like driving. I hate other drivers. Correct. I also dislike other drivers. Don't work too hard. I'll try. The holidays come and go faster and faster every year. It did feel fast. Although I did enjoy this holiday season quite a lot. I can tell you guys a little bit. Like in Toronto, we also did. I did escape rooms a couple times, board games, just meals. It was so cold though in Toronto this past like week and a half or so. Like, so in Toronto, the equivalent of Black Friday, or in Canada, the equivalent of Black Friday is Boxing Day, right? Or Boxing Week, I guess. For Boxing Day, people go out and shop and stuff, and like, we went to like a mall and shop and stuff, for a bit. But that day on Boxing Day, at least in Toronto, it snowed a ton, and so roads were slippery and all that. And then the days right after the 26th were like super cold. It was like minus 15 degrees Celsius or whatever that is in Fahrenheit. You guys can figure out the conversion, but it was like feels like minus 15 to minus 18 or whatever. It was so cold. The wind chill was crazy. I was like, I'm freezing. Obviously, my partner who's Canadian, right, was like, oh, it's not that cold. I'm like, I think anything below like minus 5 or even like minus 10 is pretty far for me, but like anything under like minus 5 feels very cold to me. Like it starts feeling very cold to me, and so I was just like, dude, it's so cold. Holy shit, no way I'm doing shit in that weather. Yeah. Anyway, so we did stuff though. We like went out and like we mostly did indoor stuff. Like we went to like play board games. We did an escape room with some friends. A different day we did an escape room with some like some other friends, and then we went to like eat food and stuff, and just like hang out. But yeah, I didn't do like much outdoorsy stuff. I did go like swimming a couple of times in like the community center. So I found out that the community centers around in Toronto are really nice. Actually, they're like really well maintained, like very clean. Showers and curtains and like like with curtains, and like they have like lockers. It's only like a quarter to rent the lockers, which is really sweet. But the community centers have like really nice. The people are super nice, and the programs there seem to be pretty good. For the people who are seeking like whether it's physical therapy or other things, or who might just go to exercise. Like it was nice. But yeah, went swimming a couple times. That was pretty sweet. But yeah, I just had a very good time this holiday season. It was just like pretty relaxing. Just had good food, good company. Indoor activities, but like pretty chill.
So, but it was good. It was kind of like, it felt restful for sure. I definitely feel refreshed from this holiday as opposed to, I think, previous ones. It was more hectic. It was just like more like traveling and doing stuff. But this time around, we just kind of took it easy, relatively speaking. Like, still active in terms of doing things every day, or like trying to do things every day, but like kind of a step down from that. It's pretty nice. I think Kiwi feels bummed that we're back because we have a smaller apartment. So not as much room to play, so he's napping a lot right now, but he comes to me and we sometimes play and stuff. We'll like get a toy and stuff and we play. Or I feed him a snack and stuff. So might go and feed him a little churu, and I'm gonna then brush his teeth and get myself ready for bed, and probably gonna go to bed and go to work tomorrow. Watch Sentenced to Be a Hero before bed. Ooh, maybe I'll do that. I heard it's good. I heard it's just released the first episode, right, Kupo? I heard it's pretty good, like very like captivating or something like that. I'll check it out. It's fantastic. Yeah, on Saturdays. All right, I'll check it out. Haven't started any new shows in a while. I'm still finishing Dangers in My Heart season 2. I'm almost done, but I'm finishing that. Yeah. Okay, shall we wrap it up now? Oh wow, Bowl is streaming. Oh, this late. Okay, we can shoot a raid over to Mr. Bowl. Why not? And let's go raid there. Look, Kupo, Hyun is streaming. We should raid Hyun. Just kidding. We should raid Bowl Keyboards. Alright, folks, I'll see you all later. Have a great rest of your evening. If it's evening, great rest of your day. If it's already Monday for you. And have a great start to your year. Happy New Year to everyone. And I'll see you guys again pretty soon. I have some upcoming builds. I believe next Saturday, for sure, Saturday evening, I'll be doing the Aurum. It's like Aurum, it's like gold in Latin, Aurum. AURUM from RAE. They're the people who released the Aramas 65%. They're doing a new board in a 60% format called the Aurum, and I think that's going to be running through Divinity pretty soon. So I'll be doing content for that. And then I think the Tofu 60 and 65 are arriving sometime in the following weeks. And I should have some other boards. I think I have a Hall Effect board coming pretty soon. And the Zoom 64 from Melatrix as well. And then I think later in the month I'll have the Mary C. McLovin Sintesi, which means synthesis in Italian. But I'll be also building that later in this month. So a lot of exciting stuff happening this month, keyword wise. I shall see you all later. Take care, good night, and have fun. Bye.